my goodness. What a week, man. What a week, huh? We lost Ozzy. We lost Hulk. All in the same week, bro. It's crazy to even think about. SummerSlam is next weekend, man. A lot of what happened on tonight's show didn't really matter in regards to SummerSlam outside of the last announcement that they made before they went off the air. Tables, ladders, and chairs. WWE's loading SummerSlam up as if it's Extreme Rules. Plus, tonight it was all about the legacy and the remembrance, the honor of Hulk Hogan, who passed away yesterday morning at the age of 71. And WWE absolutely knocked it out of the park with their greatest tribute possibly of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the beer garden tonight. We're going to talk some pro wrestling. I want you to share with me your favorite Hulk Hogan moment, and this is for the immortal Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania will live forever, brother. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown Post Show for July 25th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. What a week, man. What a week. I honestly still have not processed Everything that's gone on this week. We lost Ozzy Osbourne. We lost Hulk Hogan. I don't think, as long as I've been alive, I can remember a week in which we lost two monstrous icons in the same week. It's crazy. I still can't even get over the fact that we got the news that we got yesterday. It doesn't even seem real to me. It still seems like it's a fucking dream, you know? Like it's not real. WWE did what they could tonight to honor and remember Hulk Hogan, who passed away yesterday in his home at the age of 71 due to cardiac arrest. SmackDown was in Cleveland tonight, and they started the show off with a 10-bell salute, with all of the SmackDown roster out there on stage honoring Hulk Hogan. I want to thank everybody for all the support and all the great words. I had people reach out to me. I had people that I haven't spoken to in years. I haven't spoken to them in years. These are people that we went to concerts with, roamed the Bronx with, played music with, hung out, got drunk. They reached out to me, seeing what I do now, with unbelievable words of encouragement and praise for yesterday's video. And it really meant a lot to me because I genuinely don't even know what to do or what to say in situations like that, because it's just uncomfortable for me to talk about someone's passing and talk about someone in that context. So what you guys did to me and for me and what you guys said about me in the video yesterday, I just want to thank everybody for their love and support, because it was very uncomfortable to make. And as soon as the news broke, I went and did some research on what really made Hulk the pop culture icon that he was. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of Hulk Hogan matches yet, which I do believe I will do that at some point. A lot of it is just still kind of overwhelming. And like I said, it doesn't even feel real. I hope yesterday's message really resonated with some of you. You know, I'm not perfect by any means. I've done things and said things that, you know, just like everybody else, you wish you could take back or go back in time and kind of have a redo. Nobody's perfect, man. There are people watching me that will cry to the heavens about how someone is such a terrible person and such an evil person. They don't know the other individual behind the camera. They don't know the person that they're watching on TV. They automatically deem them as an evil human being without actually knowing the person. A lot of today's wrestling fan actually makes me sick. A lot of today's wrestling fan think who they are, and they're high and mighty, and they're all virtuous, and they're all social justice, and that they do no wrong. And I hope yesterday's message, the message I really wanted to get across was, and unfortunately I blocked a lot of people in the last 48 hours because people are just fucking, they operate with one brain cell. I hope yesterday's message really resonated, that we all need to separate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan. I don't know why that is so difficult for people to understand. I really don't understand it. How that is so hard for people to do. This is not about Terry Bollea. It's not. A lot of people are crying racism, and a lot of people are crying all the bad things that he did because they don't really, they don't understand the gravity of what he was to the business that we all love and want to be a part of. Everybody that watches the show, everybody that is in this business, everybody that does what I do, they want a small piece. They want a small crumb of the pro wrestling industry. They want to be involved. They want to be mingling. They want to rub elbows. They want to be in. At the first drop of anything, man, anything bad, man, they jump on you like a pack of hyenas. And Terry Bollea had to live with the fact that he got caught on a secret recording 10 years ago. 10 plus years ago. And people never let him rest. They will never let him rest, even now that he's in the fucking ground. They nailed him to the cross for over 10 years for something that he said in private that was never supposed to be leaked. Do I condone what he said? No. I don't. Do I act that way? No, I don't. For all the people that want to cry that I'm racist. You got me. I called Yoshi by the color of his skin on Mario Kart 13 years ago, man. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, man. I'm such an evil person. All of the people that are claiming, this is what bothers me. All the people that are claiming Hulk Hogan is evil. They have said much worse to everybody else defending Hulk Hogan within the last 48 hours on social media, and they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. All of those people who nailed Terry Bollea to the cross for what he said, he said it on multiple occasions. They've all said and done the same exact thing in their lifetime. But it's always magnified because he's a public figure. He's an American icon. He's the greatest of all time. He's supposed to be different. He's supposed to uphold the values and teach all the young kids that admire him what to do, what's right and wrong. I've seen a lot of comparisons on social media today. People defending Chris Benoit over Hulk Hogan, defending O.J. Simpson over Hulk Hogan. The nastiest of things. People wishing death on Hulk Hogan because he supported Donald Trump winning the presidency of the United States. These people aren't mentally well, bro. They aren't mentally well. These people don't have anything else to live for. I find that to be very fucking weird, man. I do. You hate somebody so vehemently because of their political affiliation. Doesn't that sound weird to you? Oh, he supported Trump over Kamala Harris. Oh, he supported Trump over Joe Biden. Oh, he supports Trump over Barack Obama. He's a Republican and not a Democrat, man. He's Satan incarnate. Doesn't that sound weird to you? Sounds weird to me. I would never lose a friendship, kick someone out of my life, stop listening to a musician, stop supporting a pro wrestler, all because of their political affiliation. I'm not going to disregard 35 years of legacy because he said one word. Do I condone it? No. I don't think anybody should be speaking that way. At all. But this is why I stressed so much yesterday. Please differentiate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan. His choice of words on a secret videotape have nothing to do with the legacy and the influence of Hulk Hogan and where we sit today in the realm of pro wrestling. I'm not saying what he did was right, but one doesn't have to do with the other. I've seen some of the most nastiest, some of the most vile, disgusting behavior on social media to a point where I genuinely don't even want to be on it anymore. I've had to block several people for disrespecting a man who is now gone and no longer with us. That's not the type of person I want to see anywhere in my vicinity. I don't want that energy. I don't want those people in my space. That is disgusting. But this is the community that we have all accepted to be a part of. The community is not real. It's made up of a bunch of people who live in a woke Gen Z fucking environment where every little thing that you do, it is going to be fucking crucified until they drive you away and you cease to exist. I find it funny how people are willing to just erase this man's legacy for something that he said 13 years ago. Have you not done anything wrong in your lifetime? You know, I seen a clip. They actually played it in the tribute tonight. I seen the whole clip on social media yesterday. It made me fucking tear up big time. Little kid walking into Hogan's beach shop. Let me tell you something, brother. And Hogan cuts him off and then gives the stage to the little kid. The kid rips his shirt off. The kid is reenacting Hogan's mannerisms and all that stuff. Why wasn't that clip celebrated? Why wasn't that clip shown around? Why wasn't that clip shown around and spread from everybody? I seen it through a couple of accounts combating all the negativity. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Why didn't I see that clip shared? Why did I have to go seek that clip? This is also a man who became reborn with Christ. This is a man who got baptized in his late 60s to once again walk with God. That seemingly doesn't get talked about either. Why wasn't that pushed? Why wasn't that narrative pushed? Oh, but Hogan's a racist. Hogan's a piece of shit. Hogan's an evil man. It's funny how all these things just get accelerated now that the man is gone. None of that good stuff was spread. A lot of us made fun of Hogan. Me included. How could you not? He was a habitual liar. Nothing he said made sense. These are the things that added up, that tarnished what should have been a perfect legacy. These are things that accumulated and built up that tarnished a legacy. And I seen this comparison get thrown around on social media today. He should have been the Michael Jordan of professional wrestling. He was. He was. He is. But those things drop him a step below Michael Jordan. You don't see that type of stuff coming from MJ. Hogan did things that actively tarnished his legacy. But all the things that happened in this sport that we love called professional wrestling, I don't give a fuck what the man did. I don't give a shit what the man said. It has nothing to do with his legacy and how we should view it. Terry Bollea, the man, is not Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is the one who was on my TV screen. The real American Hulk Hogan was on my TV screen. That's what I remember. That's what I want to remember. That's what I became a fan of. That's what I got lost in. That's what I watched sitting on my basement floor at my mom's house, dreaming of once holding or touching that beautiful WWF Winged Eagle Championship glistening in the fucking arena spotlight. That's what we all wanted to be a part of. Memories and moments like that. Knowing where I was growing up. A lot of people discount that. A lot of people just toss that to the side. I didn't have a great childhood. I had a fucked up childhood. Both of my parents are alcoholics. Absolutely no support from anybody in my family because my parents alienated us from everybody. All I had was my brothers. My brother Mike and my brother Frank. That's it. We learned music. We played music. We started a band together. We loved pro wrestling. We went to concerts. We tried to be the best boys that we could away from two parents who didn't really want anything to do with us. So when you sit there and you blast and you crucify and you shit all over a man's fucking legacy that probably did for me just like he did fucking countless millions and millions of fucking people, of course, people are going to look at it in a completely different way, but he's a racist. Fuck Hulk Hogan, he's a racist. Do you know how fucking ridiculous that sounds? Again, so people don't take me out of context. I don't want you to take me out of context. I don't condone anything he said because I find it to be fucking deplorable. But I think a lot of what Hulk Hogan is getting lost on a lot of people because they don't realize and they don't understand how important Hulk Hogan was to a lot of fucking people and important to a lot of fucking people, not only like me, growing up, who had a fucking rough upbringing, but a lot of people who are in this business today. There is no WWF without Hulk Hogan. There is no Vince McMahon without Hulk Hogan. That works both ways. They needed each other. There is no celebrity appearances without Hulk Hogan. There is no WrestleMania the way we see it today without Hulk Hogan. There is no Monday Night Raw without Hulk Hogan. There's no Friday Night SmackDown without Hulk Hogan. There's no AEW without Hulk Hogan. Pro wrestling would have survived without Hulk Hogan. Pro wrestling existed before Terry Bollea was introduced as Hulk Hogan. Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Bruno Sammartino, the Von Erichs, Harley Race. All these guys existed before Hulk Hogan. The art of pro wrestling would have continued on in a mainstream spotlight without Hulk Hogan. But pro wrestling would have never transcended the mainstream into Hollywood, into movies, into the multi-billion dollar business that it is today without Hulk Hogan. WrestleMania isn't WrestleMania without Hulk Hogan. Can you imagine if Hulk Hogan isn't in WWF, what WrestleMania looks like, WrestleMania 1 through 9? Do you even want to imagine what WrestleMania looks like without Hulk Hogan? I know I can't. I don't know how else I can sum it up for you guys. There is no... Well, I don't know. I mean, listen. My love for pro wrestling stems from the era of Hulk Hogan. So there very well might not be a JD from New York, because I could be on here not talking about pro wrestling. I could be on here talking about fucking espresso. I could be on here talking about coffee. I could be on here talking about fucking music. I could have a music podcast. I could have a cooking podcast. I could have an action figure I mean, whatever. The reason a lot of us are here and love pro wrestling is because we were introduced to Hulk Hogan, and everything else after that followed. This man, for 30 plus years, I said it yesterday, not only was he the reason why WWF went global. I mean, the guy is a part of some of the greatest moments of all time. Some of the biggest moments that will ever exist, that will never be duplicated. WrestleMania 1 and the importance of that show. If WrestleMania failed, there would not be WrestleMania. Hogan made sure that WrestleMania continued. It was all on his back. WrestleMania 3, slamming Andre the Giant. It's the most iconic moment in the history of our sport. It's not mine, but I recognize it as how important it was. WrestleMania 5 with Savage. Again, I said yesterday, I'm more of a Warrior guy. I was more zoned in on Warrior and Rude for the IC title that night than I was Savage and Hogan. But I recognize how important that storyline was. That may be the greatest storyline that WWF ever wrote. WrestleMania 6 with the Ultimate Warrior. You mean to tell me that that moment as a child doesn't fucking resonate with you? Because I know my escape at that age, while my upbringing wasn't the fucking best, I found escape through pro wrestling. I found peace in pro wrestling. I found calm in pro wrestling. That's one of the major reasons why. I didn't mention this yesterday. One of my favorite Hulk Hogan matches, just because of the moment, was the 91 Survivor Series with Hogan and The Undertaker, the Gravest Challenge. One of my favorite moments in WWF history. That match solidified me as a fan of The Undertaker. Because I said up and down yesterday's video, I'm not the biggest Hulk Hogan guy. I was more of a villain than a hero guy. Again, moments you can never duplicate. When Hogan was tombstoned on a fucking steel chair and the gong rang and The Undertaker was announced as the new WWF champion by Howard Finkel, and he dragged the title out of the fucking arena like it was a dead carcass. Shit like that resonates with me, man, and that never, ever in this lifetime will leave me. And obviously Tuesday in Texas, the Royal Rumble in 92, Psycho Sid and Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 8, WrestleMania 9, him and Yokozuna. He walks out with the WWF title. Him and Yoko at the King of the Ring. He eventually leaves, wins the WCW World Championship. His character starts to become a little dated. It's a little old. That 80s Hulkster isn't really resonating in the 90s. We need to switch it up. How does he switch it up? He goes and starts the greatest faction in the history of professional wrestling and becomes the leader of the NWO, solidifying the greatest moment in the history of professional wrestling. This man slammed Andre the Giant in the most iconic moment in wrestling history to then turn around and then become heel in the greatest moment in all of professional wrestling that will never be duplicated. So not only did he transcend the business one time, he did it again and almost killed the fucking company that gave him a start. He almost killed the company that made him into the global sensation that he was. Do you know how fucking ridiculous that sounds? That was the greatest heel turn in the history of our business, and there will never be another heel turn like that ever again. That's why John Cena's heel turn is now number 2. It didn't even stand a fucking chance. "83 weeks, he gave Vince McMahon the finger. And in that time, he always had respect for Vince McMahon because he bailed Vince McMahon out at the steroid trials. Because he did admit to taking steroids, but he also admitted that Vince McMahon never forced him to take steroids. It was always him and him only. Vince was acquitted. Hulk went on to WCW. Vince lived on to see another day. His match with Sting at Starrcade, the most iconic WCW match of all time. His match with Goldberg, again, not a big Goldberg guy, but the moment was fucking one of the greatest moments in the history of professional wrestling. Every single Tuesday morning, I went to Mount St. Michael High School, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Every single Tuesday morning. Did you see what happened on Nitro? Did you see what happened on Nitro? No, I wasn't watching WCW Nitro, bro. I was watching Monday Night Raw. I was very much a Connecticut boy. I wasn't allowed to watch WCW. Like I said yesterday in my video, I was only given a short window to watch very little pro wrestling at that late hour at a young age. My mom didn't let me do it. Again, I had a very shitty upbringing. I was not afforded the leisures that some other parents were giving their children. I had a strict bedtime. I had a no TV fucking rule in the bedroom past a certain hour. And the only reason why I got to watch some of Monday Night Raw in its early day at the Manhattan Center was because my dad said, let the boys stay up. Because he didn't want to hear my mom banshee about they're staying up too late. I only got a small window. And I didn't even get to watch the whole fucking show. I got a very small piece, a half an hour, and then up to bed. And then my dad would VHS the rest of it, and I watch it the next day. But I went back as a older adult male to go see everything that I did miss. And the Hulk Hogan I did not appreciate, and the Hulk Hogan that I didn't really have this affection towards as a youngster, I did as a older teen. Going into my early 20s, in my late 20s, my early 30s, I realized how important of a figure Hulk Hogan was to professional wrestling, and everything that happened with him was probably never going to be duplicated ever again. See, me and everybody in my age bracket, man, we lived through the golden age of professional wrestling. What you see now is not professional wrestling. What you see now is entertainment. What you see now caters to some of the old school, some of the new school, and a lot of these new age fans and new age promoters and new age this and new age that, new direction of pro wrestling has to cater to these fucking woke ideologists and woke audiences who, if you do or say anything wrong, forget about it, man. It's all over. Look at what happened to Chelsea Green today. The woman put out a beautiful statement. Very honest, very fair, very upfront about Hulk Hogan. And what did she do? She had to take it down because she was attacked by the woke mob. You don't think that turns people off? I don't expect these people to understand Hulk Hogan or the importance of Hulk Hogan or the influence of Hulk Hogan. She deleted it, and then just before I went live says she's taking a break from social media because of all the hatred and the death threats and the negativity, and this place was supposed to be fun, and it's no longer fun. No, it's not fun. No, it's not fun. It's never been fun. She deleted her tweet. People dancing around Hulk Hogan as if they don't know his impact on the fucking sport that they are involved in. Show the man some fucking respect. Show the man how important and influential his legacy is and how it's never going to happen again. Now, everybody that followed in his footsteps can't even measure up to what he was and what he is going to forever be to pro wrestling. But I get it. You might have joined late in the game. You might have started watching pro wrestling with John Cena. You might have started watching pro wrestling with The Rock and Stone Cold, Roman Reigns. Hulk Hogan's not going to be everybody's into pro wrestling. But that doesn't mean he's not the most influential figure. You need to go and do some homework. AEW hasn't said a fucking word about Hulk Hogan. Not one single tweet from the official AEW account, not one single tweet from Tony Khan, not one mention of Hulk Hogan at all. Matt and Nick Jackson said something about Hulk Hogan. Sting said something about Hulk Hogan. Those are the only two that I've seen publicly. Where's everybody else? Where is everyone else? Have you guys figured it out yet? Have you guys figured it out yet? What have I been saying for years? Tony is basically just Vince McMahon Jr. without the sexual allegations. The man has struck so much fear in that company that they can't even respect the fucking dead. I haven't said anything on social media about it yet because I'm waiting to see what they do tomorrow. If they throw up a fucking graphic, if they do something in regards to mentioning his name tomorrow night on Collision. But the simple fact of the matter is everybody else in the fucking industry has said something about Hulk Hogan. TNA did something on Impact last night live in regards to Hulk Hogan. If you are a pro wrestler, you should have at least acknowledged the importance of what Hulk Hogan has done for this business. AEW has not said a fucking word. Adam Copeland said something about Hulk Hogan. I didn't see it. That makes 3. Do you know how disgusting that is? Do you know how awful that is? Again, Tony has backed himself into a corner because he can't do the human thing and pay respects to someone who paved the way for legitimately everybody in this fucking sport. Because if he bends a knee to the fucking right thing to do, the sickos aren't going to really be all that thrilled. He's got to cater to his fan base. He's got to cater to the woke AEW fan base. That's why that fan base is so fucking diseased. They got a couple of screws loose. Worst fan base in the history of sports as long as I've been alive is that fan base. You can't do or say anything without getting fucking canceled. There would not be an AEW without Hulk Hogan. The same guy that was on the network that they call home, who beat WWF for 83 fucking weeks. Yeah, that Hulk Hogan. There wouldn't be a Warner Sports for pro wrestling without Hulk Hogan. Show the man some fucking respect. Honor his legacy, honor his influence, and do the right fucking thing. How fucking pathetic. The network that they call home would not be in the pro wrestling business without Terry Bollea. So fucking show the man some goddamn respect. The reason why Tony Khan is a fucking fan of professional wrestling more than likely is Hulk Hogan. And if he says otherwise, he's a fucking liar. Hogan came back to WWF, WWE. The NWO walked on in as the cancer to WWE. They weren't really a cancer. They were on their last leg, honestly. And on that fabled night at WrestleMania 18 in Toronto at the Sky Dome, basically the NWO died. Because that fan base wanted something completely different. And that was yellow and red. That match with The Rock, who also put out a beautiful statement, by the way, in regards to Hulk Hogan. That match with The Rock is one of the most iconic matches that will ever see the light of day in all of pro wrestling. If you told me that was the best WrestleMania match of all time, I would not even argue you. I would not even combat that opinion. Do I think it's the best? Not really. But if that's your favorite WrestleMania match, I'm not going to argue. My grandma was a very centralized figure in all of my addiction to pro wrestling, man. She had the black box, that Cablevision black box back in the Bronx. She taped all those shows, man, all those pay-per-views. I remember I called her up. It was the 1993 SummerSlam. I was in Florida. I was in the Florida Keys visiting my dad's mom. They had a place by the water. We were on the boat. My grandpa loved the water. Or my dad's dad loved the water. We get back to the condo. I call my mom's mom. My grandma on my mom's side. Grandma, did you tape SummerSlam? Did you tape the King of the Ring? She taped them all, bro. All my VHS tapes were thanks to my grandma. And what she used to do is she never used to watch it live because my grandma stayed up later than my grandpa. My grandpa went to bed at like fucking 7 o'clock. I mean, just... I hope when I get old, bro, I'm still at the age where I don't go to bed at fucking 7 o'clock. My grandma stayed up. She watched, her late night sitcoms and some late night TV. And it was always before 11 o'clock. So the shows used to happen from 8 to 11. My grandma would put the tape in the VCR, blank tape, and tape the replay always. Because she used to get it for free on the black box, the illegal black box. Man, those were the days. Those were the days. Did you tape it, Grandma? Is it good? Yeah, she's like, yes. Yes, it's good. First time I watched Rock and Hogan, it was in college with my best friend Pete Davidson. He got a little bit of a late start going to college. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I finished high school, so I worked a couple of dead-end jobs, and I said, let me try this college thing. I didn't last a year. School wasn't for me, bro. It wasn't for me. But the year that I had, I dormed with him, and I remember one day I went home, came back, and we got the VHS. We popped it in, we watched it in the dorm room. The looks that we gave each other watching that match Man, I wish I could transport back in time, man, and just feel that all over again. The energy from Toronto, the fucking rock bottom, the kick out, the hulking up, the finger point, the leg drop, Jim Ross's call. Now, you talk about a perfect WrestleMania match. You talk about WrestleMania magic. It was that match right there, man. That match embodied everything that was WrestleMania. And to know that Hogan main evented the first 8 out of 9 WrestleManias and then showed up on that night and captured all that magic that he had from WrestleMania 1 through 8. And you can't duplicate that, bro. I seen a clip today on social media where he transformed himself back into the yellow and red following that, his feud with Triple H. He came out to fucking Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix, man. What a perfect symbolism for what Hulk Hogan embodied, man. He went from the cringy yellow and red, take your vitamins, say your prayers, waving the American flag, real American, ending every pay-per-view, to becoming the coolest fucking heel in the history of the business, man. Hulk Hogan made heels cool. Everybody wanted to be Hollywood, man. Everybody. I went to Mount St. Michael High School, man. I graduated year 2000. People were coming in, towards the end of the summer, man, with their fucking black fake beards. People were doing leg drops on the front lawn of Mount St. Michael. People were fucking having fake wrestling matches in the lockers, in the hallways by the lockers, man. It was crazy. Pro wrestling was so over in my childhood, man. Literally everywhere I went, it was fucking pro wrestling. NWO, D-Generation X, fucking pro wrestling. Some of the matches that he had against the bigger guys, Big Boss Man and Andre the Giant, Kamala, The Undertaker. Guys of that body type. One of my favorite Hogan big man feuds was against Big Van Vader. The reason why I enjoyed the Vader matches is because it broke Hogan out of his shell a little bit. Hogan was very formulaic, man. Hogan had his style, right? Eye rake, throw the big punch, get beat down, probably sit in a bear hug for about 7 minutes, have the arm drop twice before he hulks up, gets beat down again, takes a big move, takes a finish. The heel goes for a cover. He fucking shoots him up. Kicks out, hulks up, crowd goes crazy, throws the big punches, the finger, big boot, leg drop, it's over. With Vader, he was forced to fucking fight. He was forced to do things that Hogan, the way we knew him, he couldn't do and be that Hulk Hogan. Vader was not having any of that shit. And Vader's considered maybe the best big man of all time. Nobody moved like Vader. Vader was unlike anything Hogan wrestled. Hogan wrestled some fucking guys, man, some big guys. Vader was 400 fucking pounds moving around like a fucking 250. Middleweight. Guy was doing moonsaults off the top rope. Guy was fucking flipping around in the ring. Guy was throwing fucking body punches that made me feel it watching it at home, bro. There are things we don't want to be on the receiving end of, man. Gunther's chop, a Yokozuna banzai drop. Vader's gut punches, man. Brutal. Yes, Earthquake is another one. John Tenta. None of them moved like Vader. I'm not really familiar with Hulk in New Japan. I do know, though, I've seen some clips. Hogan had to wrestle over there. Hogan had to wrestle over there. Different audience, different environment. Here he could play up to the United States fucking crowd. The simpletons here in the United States who just want to be entertained. Over there, he had to show that he had the chops to wrestle. Drop toe holds and fucking arm drags and submission holds and fucking leapfrogs and all that other. You never seen Hogan do that shit here in the United States. If he did an arm drag or if he did a fucking drop toe hold, man, it's like, what the fuck am I watching? It's like he broke out. In today's day and age, you'd be like Hogan breaking out a goddamn Poison Rana or a Canadian Destroyer. It makes me sad, man, the way people are. Honestly, it makes me sad. How people are so evil and how people cry racism and racist because it sounds cool. You know, the sad thing is, the funny thing is, if you cry racist, you're probably a racist yourself. Not everybody. But I would say a good portion of the people that cry racist are probably racist themselves. They use it as a vehicle to sound cool. They use it as a vehicle to victimize others, to victimize themselves, to be the victim. A lot of what I've seen in the last 48 hours, man, is quite sad. It's honestly not only made me wonder why I even go on Twitter anymore. Like, do I need social media? I don't know. I feel like we live in a day and age where social media is such a poison. It makes us feel like we need it. Do I need it to run a successful YouTube channel? Probably not. But the reach on social media in today's day and age is so important that a lot of people know everything first and foremost because it is social media first. Couple of words and you hit that fucking post button and it gets sent out to everybody. Yeah, I feel sorry for everybody that has had to come under attack from all these fucking lunatic, psycho, woke fucking simpleton retards on social media. Not only has it made me question being on social media, it's actually also made me question just life in general. And a lot of times when someone like this, who's got big celebrity and is such a huge iconic figure, sometimes it doesn't resonate. Like Ozzy, you know, I love my heavy metal, bro. I love my heavy metal. I got raised on Led Zeppelin and Rush and fucking Collective Soul and Def Leppard, Phil Collins, Tears for Fears, Leonard Skinner, Jethro Tull, Kansas. Like, my parents were into some cool shit, bro. I remember some mornings when my mom was getting ready to take us to school and she was upstairs taking a shower and putting her makeup on and drying her hair, she would send us down to make us breakfast or have us make our own breakfast and pour our own cereal and milk into the bowl or heat up a thing of instant oatmeal. I remember going down to the basement, man, and there was my dad's CD player. He had a CD rack. He had this beautiful CD box, this boom box. Bunch of CDs with all the bands that I just mentioned. I always went for Tears for Fears or Led Zeppelin. Put on a couple of tunes before I went to school. And I was actually in the 6th, 7th grade at this point. So my love for music was an early one. As I got older, I started to find Slayer and Metallica, Korn, Machine Head, Sepultura. Obviously, it devolved into Cannibal Corpse and all these other random death metal bands that half of you guys don't even know. But when Ozzy passed, I didn't really feel, because I wasn't a big Ozzy guy. A lot of people look at Ozzy Osbourne, look at Black Sabbath, look at Bruce Dickinson and fucking Iron Maiden as like the pioneers of heavy metal. I couldn't tell you outside of the common songs that most people know, half of Black Sabbath songs like War Pigs, Paranoid, fucking Mama, I'm Coming Home. I wasn't a big Ozzy guy. I never engulfed myself in his music. I never really felt a connection to Ozzy. That doesn't mean I didn't understand the influence of Ozzy that he had on everybody that I listen to now. But I never was a fan of the pioneer of basically the creator of that music, who made it relevant, who made it mainstream. So when Ozzy passed, I never really felt anything. It was more of like, I didn't know he was that deathly ill. I just seen him on stage 2 weeks ago, and then he's not here anymore. I listen to all these bands now. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate what Black Sabbath did for the fucking heavy metal community and for the genre of heavy metal. But when Hulk passed, man, that shit hit. That shit hit fucking hard, man. Because I was in pro wrestling. I was involved. It really puts a perspective on life, man. It really does. Jesse texted me, Hulk Hogan passed away. I'm like, what? I barely had my eyes open. I still had eye crust in my fucking eyes. I'm like, what? And then yesterday, I'm already feeling this somber fucking mood because I'm celebrating or remembering. I'm not really celebrating. I'm remembering my Bacardi, who passed away legitimately 9:30 a.m. last year, July 24th. And I'm waking up just feeling this overwhelming emotion because I'm remembering my best friend. And remembering how fucking devastating, still is devastating to me, how devastating last year was. Then I get this news. I legitimately was in the kitchen about to make myself a cup of coffee, and I stood there for about 90 seconds just in total fucking shock. I'm like, what am I, how do I even process this, bro? How do I even go about my day? How do I go about my day? It really puts a perspective on life. You know, I got a wide range of audience who listens to me, man. I got younger folk listening to me. I got people who are much older than me listening to me. I'm 43 years old. I don't know how you guys feel, but I know when my Aunt Teresa passed away in December and she finally gave up fighting dementia, I remember going to the funeral and just being devastated. This was a person so full of life, who was in her 70s, who walked with God, who went to church every Sunday, who did everything you could possibly ask for. As far as how to act as a good human being, she was it. She never did anything wrong to anyone, ever. She never argued. She never raised her voice. She always did good and tried to see the good in people. There was not a negative bone in her body. And she got taken. I don't understand that. She did not even look anything like I remember. She didn't remember who I was. She didn't remember anything about me and my brothers or my family. She didn't recognize that she had a sister and my mom. She didn't know who her own mother was. It was almost as if she was already dead 10 years before she actually passed away. And the first time in 10 years I had to see her was laid out in a fucking box with everybody staring at her, crying. We drove to St. Raymond's Cemetery where my grandpa's buried. My grandpa's buried upstairs. He's in the wall. He's in a crypt. My Aunt Teresa is also in a crypt. And we followed the casket to where she was going to rest. And the mental struggle that I had from that day for weeks, I saw her raised up on this contraption, this crane-like structure. She was shoved into a wall. And then they sealed the fucking crypt. And I looked over at my cousins. I looked over at my brother. I'm like, is this life? Is this it? This is the end? We get put into a box. We get put into a wall, and then goodbye. There's got to be more to this thing than this. I can't even begin to tell you how I struggled mentally with that. All through the holiday season, up until possibly the beginning of the spring, I couldn't get the thought out of my fucking head. I didn't even see that with my grandpa. Because I was so devastated that my grandpa passed, I left. I didn't even see that part. But I stayed for this. And I questioned life. Is this it? We die, we get put in a box, and then we get put in a wall. Is this it? What I'm trying to say is I watched Hogan for 30 years. I watched Hogan for the majority of my adult life. At 43 years old, from I'm a 4-year-old fucking kid to where I sit now 40 years later, and now Hogan is gone. It just makes you process things a little differently, man. They labeled him as the immortal Hulk Hogan. He's not really immortal in the human form. His essence, his inspiration, his influence is immortal. But man, seeing somebody like that pass away, man, I can't help but sit here and say, it just puts a different perspective on life, you know? We're getting old. We're getting old. I don't want to get old, bro. But we're getting old. Yeah, and the sad thing is, a lot of people just use what they have now and use the time that they have now to spread so much hatred and so much negativity. Like, I'm talking about real, genuine hatred and disgust for another human being. That's what they do with their time here on earth. That's what you do to waste your day away. God has given you a beautiful day to do whatever you want with. He has blessed you with another day on this earth. And you use that day and you use the time that he has given you to spread the most vile and the most hateful things to someone you don't even know. To other people defending and sticking up to honor his legacy. You know, a lot of people say that I spread negativity. Who am I to say I spread nothing but negativity? Bro, I talk about pro wrestling. I talk about a TV show, bro. I talk about what I like and what I see. Hogan already just banned somebody. I do the same thing. Don't act innocent. No, I don't. No, I don't. DC Sports Fan 8820. No, I don't. And now you'll never be here again. No, I do not. I do not go on social media calling people a racist. I don't go on social media telling people to fuck off and go die. I wish you would die. I'm glad that his life is over. Good riddance. No, I don't. No, I don't do anything like that. I talk about pro wrestling. I talk about a TV show that I like and sometimes don't like. And people misconstrued that as hatred. Yet all I've seen for the last 48 hours is nothing but hatred. It's not the same. It's nowhere near being the same. Because I don't like a creative decision that AEW has taken with Mercedes Moné is not the same thing as people claiming that good riddance Hulk Hogan, he was a piece of shit, rest in piss. No, that's not the same. That's not the same. And you're a complete fucking idiot if you do think that is even close to being the same. None of these people know anything. They just know what they've digested via mainstream media. His death really put a lot of things into perspective. More so than anybody else before him. There have been others that have died at a lot younger age, man. For whatever reason, man. Heart attack, car accident, natural causes, the vaccine, whatever fucking people are out there spewing. But it just really makes you put it into perspective, because we welcome everybody that we watch every single week into our home, but we welcomed Hulk Hogan in such a way into our homes, like he was almost a part of our family. And to see someone like that no longer here, it really puts into perspective how we are and where we are in life, because we're only getting older. I really hope a lot of people can differentiate the man and the performer. I'm not sitting here telling everybody that you can't think how you want about Terry Bollea. You can think however you want. I just wish people were a little bit more respectful. He said some nasty things, but he also did good things. He said some nasty things, but he also got himself into a position to get reborn with Christ. He lied and fabricated stories, and he made himself feel and come off as more right than anybody else that I could ever remember. He fabricated, he lied, he did this, he did that. He might not have been a good father to his children. It's none of our business, bro. We don't know the family dynamic. We are not there. We do not know what the family dynamic is. We have no business meddling in his family affairs. I don't care who he's married to. I don't care about his ex-wife. I don't care what the relationship is with his children. We are not a part of the Bollea family. It's none of our business. I just want people to really differentiate the man from the performer. You can think how you want about Terry Bollea, man, but I just wish people would be a little bit more respectful of the fact that he's no longer here anymore. One day you're not going to be here. One day I'm not going to be here. Would you like it if people spoke to you or about you in the way that you're speaking about Terry Bollea? About Hulk Hogan? Nobody in this life is perfect. Nobody. You've made mistakes. I've made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But the man Hulk Hogan that we have welcomed into our homes for 30 plus years is the most iconic figure in all of this sport. There will never be another Hulk Hogan. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, they all combined will never do and be like Hulk Hogan. Everybody that is here today has Hulk Hogan to thank. Everybody that was raised and born in that time period lost a piece of their childhood. The days of Hulk Hogan and G.I. Joe and Transformers, and if you're in my case, Transformers and Care Bears. Micro Machines. Ninja Turtles. Everything was great in the 80s, bro. Everything. The way that I see things now, man, it's fucking sad. It's so fucking... It's pathetic. Like, I'm genuinely lucky that I was born in the time period that I was, man. There was nothing like the 80s. Nothing. Everything was so much better then. 80s, early 90s. The music hit different. The music felt different. There was a different vibe, a different feeling. Movies were different. I see today's generation watching something like American Pie and they already want to blow a gasket, bro. They want to cancel a movie that's fucking 25 years old. Man, am I lucky to be born when I was born, man. I genuinely feel sorry for the friends that I have to raise their children in this fucking generation. I honestly do. It's fucking sad, bro. Differentiate the man from the performer. What WWE did tonight, I can't even really express. There was a 2-hour SmackDown, man. There's legitimately nothing ever that WWE could do that would have been enough to honor the memory of Hulk Hogan. Nothing. 6-minute, 7-minute vignette, video package, highlight, music video, whatever they did tonight. It was not enough, bro. They could show you clips of Andre and show you clips of the Warrior and show you clips of the Sheik. Man, that's the NWO. Man, you haven't even fucking pulled your pants down to piss yet. Come on. 7 minutes is not enough. Nothing that they do will ever be enough. But what they did tonight was truly beautiful. Everybody was out on the stage. Everybody that was at least on the SmackDown brand out on the stage. Triple H, Spoke about how much of an influential figure he is to not only mainstream pop culture, but to the WWE. How none of them would be here today unless it was for Hulk Hogan. They gave a 10-bell salute. They gave us a beautiful video package that probably is the best video package that WWE has ever done under this circumstance. And Triple H narrated it. And I see people getting on Triple H for narrating this fucking thing. And of course, he's got to be in the spotlight. Her. That was an unbelievable video package. And Triple H hit a home run. It was fucking unbelievable. And I'm not going to BS you guys. I laid on my couch and I started tearing up during the video package, man. I had tears were falling down my face, and I even got a little choked up, man, around the time in the video package where they showed clips of The Rock and Hogan, man, at WrestleMania 18. It was an unbelievable video package. There will never be another Hulk Hogan, man. But the thing is, his essence is so big. We'll be here 30 years from now. And Hulkamania will be as strong as ever. It's not going anywhere. They called him the immortal Hulk Hogan for a reason, because his memory is going to be immortal. His memory will be immortal. Everything that he has done will live on forever, and there will never be anything that comes close to what he did. I am very lucky to be a part, as a fan, I'm very lucky to be a part of what he did for us. I am very lucky to be in that generation, to see how the business transformed from where he was to what we see it today. I'm very lucky to be a part of all of that. And I think you guys should be very lucky as well, because we bear witness to the most influential and greatest professional wrestler of our lifetime and the next 20 lifetimes. Respect it. Cherish it. Honor it. Because if you were a little boy like me, who had a very rough upbringing, and used pro wrestling as their number one escape, and you sit there and cherish and love everything that you were given by Hulk Hogan. It's one of the biggest losses of our lifetime that I think we will ever have to sit through. And I know I'm speaking to a wall on this, and people will think the way that they want to think and feel the way that they want to feel, and will continue to spew the hate and the fucking vile garbage that they do anyway on social media, but do your best to block out the noise. They don't know. All they know is what they were privy to 12 years ago, 13 years ago, on a fucking secretive tape that otherwise wouldn't have been public knowledge. I'm not going to let all that noise get in the way. Not going to let all that bad get in the way of honoring the guy for what he did for generations and generations and generations and fucking lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes long after we are gone. We, me, you should thank Hulk Hogan. And he will be missed. Outside that, I don't even really want to talk about SmackDown. I mean, what happened on tonight's show? What happened on tonight's show? Anything? Let's go over this briefly, man. I don't, you know, tonight was not even about SmackDown. Tonight was not even about SmackDown. It was all about Hulk Hogan. Logan Paul hosted a live edition of Impulsive TV tonight. As you guys know, it's Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Knowing that this match is now an undercard match for SummerSlam, I genuinely don't even care. I don't. SummerSlam is shaping up to be a really good show on paper. Hopefully they can deliver the real thing on Saturday and Sunday next week. A lot of people had a problem with this, me included. I don't really have a problem with this now. It is so inconsequential to me that I don't care. It's just there. There are other things on the show far more important than Logan Paul and Jelly Roll. How many times do I have to tell you guys? Logan Paul, he gets it, man. Logan Paul is fucking great at what he does. He actually came out and he spun the Hulk Hogan tribute in a way to get himself heat. He showed up in the ring. He had this impulsive TV segment on SmackDown. And he said, "Weren't you guys just chanting for me 5 minutes ago? Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Logan." People were chanting, "Thank you, Hogan. Thank you, Hogan." Not Logan. Jelly Roll comes on out after Logan Paul said that he made Cleveland. Jelly Roll came out and defended the people of Cleveland. Said the only thing Logan Paul inspired was little asshole kids filming themselves to be assholes. That was not bleeped out on USA Network. Kind of surprised. He noted that Cleveland did not like Logan Paul at all, as Impulsive TV was lame, and he told him to shut up. Paul got himself some backup. Drew McIntyre comes over, stands next to Logan Paul. He asks Jelly Roll just who he thinks he is. Jelly responded that he was the guy that was going to put Logan Paul in a body bag and ship him back to Westlake. Jelly called Logan Paul a silver spoon kid, as he says that he was getting in the ring not just for himself, but for those who have ever been picked on by high school bullies. Jelly then talked about how he was a WWE fan for his entire life and how the company represented him and every single one of us. He then discussed how his story has inspired millions of people, as he called Logan Paul soft as Charmin and a prima donna punk-ass bitch. Or a prime-peddling punk-ass bitch. Drew McIntyre entered the ring, and he and Logan Paul outnumbered Jelly Roll at this point. Jelly says he didn't come alone, as Randy Orton walked down the aisle, and Jelly Roll did this cool thing where he sang Randy Orton's lyrics, and then out come Randy Orton, and the fans start singing Randy Orton's lyrics to his theme song. Once Orton got into the ring, we got a big fight. McIntyre got the upper hand on Orton with a rake to the eye. Jelly Roll pulled off some moves. He got in some elbows on Logan Paul, a big shoulder block, and he even did a black hole slam on Logan Paul. So clearly he's been taking some training at the Performance Center. Maybe he was being trained by Abyss. That was his move, wasn't it? I didn't really care about this when it got announced. I thought the segments that they did on TV were nicely done to an extent. I think the late night with Jimmy Kimmel spot was entertaining. I was sports entertained. I think people are really over-exaggerating their hatred for this. I do. Like, I don't really get it. Like, I would be the legit first person to tell you What the fuck is this doing on my TV? Meanwhile, WWE has surrounded this one match with 13 others. You're not getting a 5-night or 5-match SummerSlam for both nights. You got 7 matches. Why are you complaining about one celebrity match when you know WWE is in the business of pandering to celebrities? We just got done talking about the reason why there is such a huge celebrity feel on these shows is because it was influenced by Hulk Hogan. That's the start of it. That was the foundation of what you see today. Why are you letting one match bother you out of 13 for SummerSlam? It is innocent enough where it's not going to bother anybody. Plus, I also added, do you really want to see a Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton one-on-one match that is heatless and goes nowhere? Or do you want them propped up in a bigger spotlight by working with a Jelly Roll and working with a Logan Paul and in a more entertaining setting? Because a one-on-one match with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, I'll tell you what, man, not doing anything for me. They already added another Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross match, man. It would have been just as bad as that. What's on the line? Where does it go? What does it mean? I guarantee you, if you ask Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, would they rather have a one-on-one match or be involved in this? I guarantee you both of them will say, I would rather be involved in this. What else would they be doing? There's nothing else for them to do. So why does it bother you so much? Why? I have no problem with it. Speaking of the SummerSlam card, Night 1 and Night 2 have officially been set. The lineup for Saturday. Main event will be Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk. The Women's Tag Team Championships will be on the line. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez will defend against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes will main event Night 2. Naomi versus Io versus Rhea for the WWE Women's World Championship. The Intercontinental Championship will be defended. Dominic will defend against AJ Styles. Solo Sikoa will defend the United States Championship inside a steel cage against Jacob Fatu. The Cody and John Cena match will be a street fight. Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch will defend against Lyra Valkyria. If Lyra loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Becky is still the champion. And they just added a TLC match. It will be the Street Profits versus DIY versus the Wyatts versus Andrade and Rey Fenix for the WWE Tag Team Championships. That is your official SummerSlam card. On paper, it looks pretty good. Hopefully, in the building, it's a little bit better than what we see on paper. Alexa beat Roxanne. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Alexa versus Roxanne. Roxanne beat Alexa tonight, as I expected she should, because Charlotte beat Raquel last week. So I figured Roxanne would beat Alexa. And this happened because of Raquel and Charlotte getting into it on the outside. And Roxanne rolled Alexa up with the classic heel trope of holding on to the ropes. And she pinned the babyface to get momentum going into SummerSlam, as I do feel Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are going to become the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And I will let you in on a little secret. Not liking, or I'm not beginning to like Charlotte Flair, but this is the least nauseating Charlotte Flair has felt in decades. In over a decade. Decades, like she's been there for fucking as long as Hulk Hogan has. In over a decade. I appreciate that. One of the biggest problems in that division was Charlotte's stranglehold on the division. She is so much more digestible now in this tag team, going after a championship that realistically doesn't mean anything, than she was in the last 11 years. Roxanne beats Alexa. Fine match. Basically had to give the heels the victory for momentum going into next weekend. Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green. I don't know why this took place. I don't know why we needed this. It almost felt like Jade Cargill and Chelsea Green happened because WWE wanted to punish Chelsea Green for her stupid fucking tweet. Very short one. Green tried to deliver on prettier. Cargill reversed and finished this with Jaded 1, 2, 3, and that was it. After the match, the Secret Service attacked Jade Cargill until Tiffany Stratton ran in to make the save. They cleared the ring of the Secret Service, and they had a tense stare down with both of them tugging on the championship. I don't know if this meant to sell the match and make me more excited, because it certainly did nothing to get me more excited, or was this done because next week we're going to get a can they coexist, pal? Probably going to be Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton next week. The two baby faces, can they coexist on the same team before SummerSlam? Gee, man. That's what we call creative nowadays. Great. Cody Rhodes has a quick address about SummerSlam and John Cena and the street fight. Very quick, very to the point, very standard Cody Rhodes promo. Came out wearing a tracksuit. Cody walked down to the ring. Started by talking about how Hulk Hogan's death elicited complicated emotions in everybody. Well, that his contributions to the WWE and sports entertainment cannot be ignored, as they are undeniable. Rhodes then talked about the violence that was going to be at the street fight at SummerSlam. He said that doing the right thing sometimes don't look right. The right thing, sometimes they don't look like the right thing, and that what he did to John Cena last week was just a taste of what's to come at SummerSlam. Cody said he didn't want to see the John Cena of now. John Cena's counting down the days before he left, but he wanted to fight the real John Cena at SummerSlam. That's because Rhodes wanted to fight the very best to prove that he can be the very best. He dared Cena to come to his last ever SummerSlam like it was his first. He wanted to fight the old John Cena, and he wanted all the hustle, loyalty, and respect, so he and Cena could beat the respect out of each other. Very simple. To the point promo here by Cody Rhodes. The reason Rhodes wanted to fight against the real John Cena was because he wanted to know if that story that he was on was real, and that the only person who had the answer to the question was Cena himself. I'll see you next week, said Cody Rhodes. I do think that Cody's winning the WWE title back. I do think John Cena reverts back to John Cena of old. I think we get babyface John Cena. No, Cody Rhodes is not going heel. No, we're not going to get The Rock at SummerSlam, nor do I want The Rock at SummerSlam. I don't want anything to do with The Rock creatively in any more of WWE's nonsense. We need to wash our mouth out from that bad taste The Rock left in our mouth at SummerSlam. Or at WrestleMania, rather. Not at SummerSlam. He's not going to be at SummerSlam, nor do I want him there. Him not showing up at WrestleMania ruined a lot of that WrestleMania season for me. Because all anybody did for weeks, where's The Rock? What about The Rock? Why didn't John Cena mention The Rock? What about selling the soul? Is The Rock going to show up against Cody? Is The Rock going to be in the corner of John Cena? Nothing happened. Nothing. I do not want to mention The Rock anymore. Aleister Black and Damian Priest traded shots at each other in a video promo, which was very good. I don't know why this is not on SummerSlam. I would much rather this be on SummerSlam than Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. I think Black and Priest should be on the SummerSlam card over Zayn and Cross, but that's just one man's opinion. You might see otherwise. I'm more invested in what these two are doing than Cross and Zayn are. That's happening next week on Friday. Jacob Fatu, he went one-on-one with The Miz. Why? Because The Miz is in Cleveland. Why? Because WWE wanted to bring him back and have him wrestle in Cleveland. I don't really care about The Miz. The Miz was only back because they were in Cleveland. They needed a decent pop here to pop the Cleveland crowd. Fatu finished The Miz off with a pop-up Samoan drop. He got the 1, 2, 3. After the match was over, he got immediately ambushed by the MFTs. Solo, Tola Tonga. Tama Tonga is not there yet. Waiting for him to come back. They're not even at full strength yet. But he's got Tola Tonga, Jeff Cobb, Mateo, and Tonga Loa. They're all out there. Beat up. Jacob Fatu. Jimmy Uso came out to even the odds somewhat. He had a steel chair with him. He cleared past Tonga Loa and JC Mateo with the chair. Tola Tonga was smashed in the back with a chair, and he took Uso down to Tola Tonga because he no-sold the chair shot. Fatu recovered, managed to fend off the MFTs one by one, which left Solo Sikoa alone in the ring. Fatu trapped Solo with a chair wrapped around his neck and looked to deliver the vicious Uso splash in the corner. Tola Tonga came in and floored Fatu with a big clothesline. Choke slam by Tola Tonga. And that was followed by a Samoan spike by Solo Sikoa on Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu will regain the United States Championship at SummerSlam. Solo is definitely losing that title inside the steel cage. No reason for Solo to retain. Obviously, with Solo Sikoa getting arrested last week, they tried to get Jacob Fatu to a point where he got beat down after Solo was arrested, and they wanted to get Solo's heat back. It's basically what this was. Zelina Vega. She confronted Julia about a United States Championship match next week on Friday Night SmackDown. The thing is, Kiana James has returned. She appeared alongside Julia, looking very different. I'll leave that up to your imagination. Appeared next to Julia. Kiana James is now the official representation of Julia. So Julia will be defending the United States Championship against Zelina Vega, not at SummerSlam, but on Friday Night SmackDown with Kiana James as her official representation. There you go. Everybody wanted Julia on the show. There you go. They still aren't doing anything with that title, by the way. They need to fix that. Tag team match here. The Wyatts defended against Andrade and Rey Fenix in the main event. Truly wasn't anything at all. This was basically a backdrop to the major show closing angle that was. Andrade countered an assisted powerbomb of the Wyatt 6 with a double knee. Rey Fenix leapt to the outside to eliminate Loomis at ringside with a big dive. Andrade delivered the message on Gacy. Goes for cover, about to win the titles, and Nikki Cross pulled the referee out of the ring to cause a disqualification. Eric Rowan entered the ring and laid waste to Andrade. Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns tried to interject, but they also got laid out by Rowan. The two teams recovered, and the fight continued to break down. The Profits joined the fray, took out Rowan. DIY walked down the ramp with SmackDown GM Nick Aldis in the ring. Street Profits took out everybody with a Montez Ford dive over the turn post, over the steel post, like he usually does. Nick Aldis then addressed the situation as he declared that the SummerSlam tag team match will be the entire tag team division. I thought it was 4 teams. It's all these teams. The entire SmackDown tag team division will be in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And we ended the show in complete chaos with everybody brawling in and out of the ring. Referees and securities, officials tried to maintain this chaos. They could not. Rey Fenix and Andrade win via DQ, and they get their rematch for the titles, but it's with everybody else involved at SummerSlam. So we got the Machine Guns. We got Fraxium. We got DIY. We got the Prophets. We got the Wyatts. And we got Andrade and Fenix. 6 teams. That is 12 bodies in a TLC match, a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team titles. I don't know how the fuck they're going to go on and do that, but God bless their souls, man. I can barely handle a ladder match with 6 fucking guys in it. Now you're going to have 12? Did anybody think before announcing this match? I thought it was 4 teams. I'm like, all right, I could deal with that. That's 8 guys. 12 guys? I don't know. Wyatt's just won the titles. That would be a good way to get them off them. If they didn't want the Wyatts to be tag team titles or tag team champions. This SmackDown really didn't offer anything much outside of the Hulk Hogan tribute, which they didn't do nearly enough, honestly. All this did was make this match announcement. This show gave way to this match announcement for the TLC match, and it basically set the stage for next week's go-home show. That's all it did. Got a 7-minute video package of Hulk Hogan's tribute. We got some clips and highlights throughout the show. I thought we were going to get... There was a news report that WWE flew in a bunch of legends, Jimmy Hart, Sergeant Slaughter, so on and so forth, to tell some stories about Hulk Hogan and give a retrospective on Hulk Hogan. I don't know if that's being filmed for something else. I thought that was going to be kind of thrown into the show tonight, but we didn't get any of that. It was a very strange SmackDown. There wasn't really anything. They didn't really put much thought into anything. It was almost like a setup show for next week, and then they got the match announcement for the tag team title match. Listen, man, you know, I do these shows. I do these shows with no script. I take my notes during the show. Sometimes it's difficult for me to kind of open up and just be open and honest with you guys. I'm glad that a lot of you are receptive to a little bit more of a stripped down me, because, you know, all I do is just give you guys a show, you know. I try my best to entertain. A lot of what you guys see on here is me, but it's like amped up to like 12. But I think anybody that has met me in person knows that I am one of the most non-confrontational, introverted human beings that you could possibly ever meet, man. And sometimes I have a difficult time showing my emotions towards things. Sometimes I get carried away, but I think a lot of what you guys have come to know and love about what I do here is that at the end of the day, it is always genuine. And I hope that you guys know that I mean well. I love hard. I'm very passionate about what I love. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very emotional dude. Those that know me know that I love this business and I love this sport, and I wanted to be a part of this business. I wanted to be in this world for many, many, many years, man. Since I was 4 years old. I want to thank you guys for giving me the life that I have been fortunate enough to live. I want to thank you guys for all the support. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. We're not going anywhere. I'm only going to strive to be better and give you guys the best fucking shows where you can call home. I want this to be a hangout for everybody. I want this to be the fucking destination of where we come to talk pro wrestling. I want this to be as real as it gets. I want this to be the most upfront, honest discussion in the entire space, which I do believe we have created and cultivated a great fucking piece of that community. You know, I know a lot of what I do and a lot of what I've said has tarnished some of my reputation, but a lot of these people are fake, bro. A lot of these people don't really get it. They judge by what they see on screen. They don't really know the human being behind the camera and behind the microphone. They jump to conclusions. They don't really know. You know? If it's not a certain fan base trying to cancel me, I got people trying to tell me how to do my job, and I got people trying to tell me, oh, it's your delivery, bro. You got to tone down your delivery. You take everything, you make everything sound so personal. I'm sorry, bro. Who are you again? Do you pay my bills? Because I could show you my tax guy and what I showed my tax guy that I made this year. I mean, are you gonna offset the rest of the fucking the income that I get by changing my delivery? I just want to thank you guys for a lot of what you've done for me, you know. I don't have good days either. In fact, I can't wait for the summer to be over, man. I just feel like the summer is completely lost. Some days I just feel like a prisoner in my own home, you know. Sometimes it's a struggle to even go out and fucking take a walk. It's been a tough summer. It's been a tough July. You guys do for me as you say I do for you. You guys kind of give that energy right back, man. And I appreciate that. I know this wasn't really much of a SmackDown review, but again, it was like a strange episode tonight. We're going to get into your super chats, man. If you guys got any memories of Hulk Hogan, any thoughts, any childhood moments that you want to share, man, I'd love to hear what you got to say. We're going to read the super chats, so get them on in, man. Super chats are open. It's the best way to support what I do here. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the content on the channel, man, including my career retrospective of Hulk Hogan yesterday, which a lot of you guys, I want to thank everybody that reached out to me publicly and privately about the job that I did on the video. I just hit record and I let it fly, bro. Just like I did tonight. So go check that out. We were live on Wednesday with Dynamite. We were live on Tuesday for Tuesday Night Titans. It should be an interesting Tuesday Night Titans, man. We're going to go back and forth, Jason and I, about Hulk Hogan. I can already see it. I'm sure he's talked about it tonight. I'm sure he's going to have a hell of a retrospective himself on Sunday on the Sound Off. Nobody does it like he does. But it's going to be nice to, because him and I grew up in the 80s, man. Him and I, you know, same time period. So it's going to be interesting to go back and forth with him, man. I'm looking forward to that. And again, we're just going to let it fly. Monday, we were live for Raw. I'm thinking about, I don't know who's going to SummerSlam, but I'm thinking about doing something on Friday at American Dream. Maybe. I got to figure out where the fuck we're going. I got to figure out what we're doing. First of all, I hate the thought of even driving there. I might skip SmackDown to hang out with you guys. If you guys are going to be in the area and you guys are going to be in that vicinity, maybe we do a meet and greet next week. Maybe. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. We'll come up with something. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000 likes. We're 100 likes away. So get them on in. And like I said, super chats are open. Please get them on in. It's the best way to support the show right here, man. Super chats are the best way to support what I do here. Michael Krause with the $2 super chat. $2, he says, JDnoTS, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Michael. Hannah with a $4.99. I'm so sorry about your beautiful Bacardi. Her spirit will live on forever. Would you care to share a favorite memory of her with us? I was living in Jersey. I was living in Ventnor, New Jersey. Love Ventnor. Love Margate. I will definitely be retiring down there at some point. Right now, I got a condo in Atlantic City, and I definitely want to start kind of upgrading down there. But I lived in Ventnor with one of my old bosses, Ricky, from Starbucks. He was the assistant manager at the time. He became store manager, and then I became his assistant. I guess that's where I got my love of coffee. But Bacardi was a baby, and I had broken up with my then ex-girlfriend, and she was a druggie, or became a druggie. I don't know what happened. She cheated on me, and she had actually got, when we moved to Atlantic City together, she got me Bacardi because I couldn't take my family cat with me. So she knew I wanted that furry companion, so she got me Bacardi. And when I left that relationship, I took the cat. I'm like, you're not taking the cat. Bacardi wouldn't have lived to 21 if she was with anybody else. I moved to Ventnor. I lived on North Rosborough Avenue in Ventnor. And I remember Ricky was having a couple of friends over, and then the morning after, someone left a glass of Crown Royale. I find Bacardi when I wake up licking the Crown Royale. It's all watered down at this point. You know, it's like, it's Crown Royale. It's all watered down, but she's licking the Crown Royale from this little glass. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, she was Bacardi before that, but it only kind of solidified why I named her after an alcohol. So she's very much a Bacardi. She looked like a Bacardi, man. I miss her so much. Hooligan, yes. Monopoly is based off Atlantic City, bro. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Hannah. Ali with a $2 super chat. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Thank you for the memories. Boss Mo Jackson with a $1.99. The tribute was awesome. Rest in peace, brother Hogan. OTS for life. Keith Hobson with a $20 super chat. I will be honest, Hulk Hogan is probably the greatest wrestler of our era. Terry Bollea, not so much. OTS for life. Yes, Monopoly is based off Atlantic City, bro. Keller Crocs with a $2 super chat. Rest in paradise, the GOAT, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Shane Brown with 31 months. Thank you, brother. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, the GOAT. Stephen Brewer with 20 months. Rest in peace to a pro wrestling icon. Condolences to his family, friends, and fans. Hashtag Hulkamania will live forever. Sidro with a $10 super chat. Electrician comes home late. Wife says, why are you insulate? Electrician, what's it to you? I'm home, aren't I? And worked at OJ Factory till I got canned. They put the squeeze on me. Said I couldn't concentrate. I like that one. Patriot with a $5 super chat. Hogan wasn't perfect, but then again, never am I. Without Hogan, wrestling wouldn't be what it is today. I hope he rests in peace. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, 53 to 2025. Ali with a $10 super chat. What pisses me off is when I'm on Facebook, every post of Hulk Hogan, I see people laughing at him. It makes me pissed off like he passed away and yet people still make fun of him. Ali, they make fun of him and they pass jokes on the dead because they are so unsatisfied and so unhappy with their life, bro. These aren't real human beings. And if they act that way in person, they're a fucking human piece of shit. It's like I said, I said it before. All these people who criticized Hulk Hogan for doing the wrongs of what he did in this life, they're doing it now in his death. And they are acting just as bad as they say he did. Which is what I don't really understand. M. James with a 5. My first memory of Hogan was when HBK turned heel on him on Raw back in 2005. I would have been almost 5, yet I still remember being mad at Shawn. Yeah. Right now we got, I wish they said the full name. Why can't I see the full name of everybody? It's like cut off. Thomas is number 1. Is Thomas in the chat? Let's see. Yeah, Thomas OT9 is number 1. He's got quite a bit of points, man. He's got 1,600 points. Richard Williams with a $4.99. What's up, JD? Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Also, my 27th birthday next Saturday. I'll be at SummerSlam and Raw. Just wanted to say thanks. Hulk Hogan, ignore the haters, JD. Thank you, Richard. Patriot with a $10 super chat. I don't condone anyone saying the N-word, but the definition of racism is hating someone because the color of their skin. Hogan went to Rocky Johnson's funeral, so how is he racist? Don't really want to get into that discussion, bro. I mean, you could have your own fucking thoughts and opinions and conclusions on it. I don't care what someone said, bro. I don't. It doesn't have any bearing on the man's legacy to me. Steven Costa 95 with a new membership. Thank you, Steven. Welcome aboard, brother. Paid AJ with a $9.99. I don't support celebrating death. Absolutely sad and disgusting how it's going. JD, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Favorite match? Him versus Rock, WrestleMania 18. I was 4 years old. Top 3 greatest crowds for a match ever. Absolutely, brother. Basic with 28 months. I appreciate you going to bat for the Hulkster, JD. Hogan was my first encounter with doing the right thing at a young age, man. Thank you, brother. I will always go to bat for what's right, man. I made a solemn promise to you guys ever since I started this channel. I will always be honest and upfront with you guys and tell you how I'm truly feeling. Nothing on this show is a lie. Nothing on this show is fabricated. Nothing on this show is saying it to appease a fucking woke crowd or bend the knee to fucking this one or that one, man. It's always how my heart feels about something. Always. Lois with 6 months. I'm 57. I started watching Hogan versus Brody in Puerto Rico. WWEC was Carlos Colon's company. Then 85 WrestleMania. WrestleMania 1. 87 WrestleMania 3. The reason I'm with WWE. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you for sharing that, brother. Steven with a $4.99. Simple message for the haters. Do not cast stones at others and their mistakes if you are not prepared for others to cast stones at you and your mistakes. Excellent words, Steven. Mega Man with a $5 super chat. Fuck the IWC. Ruin wrestling for me. He's gone. When Cena is done, I'm done. They turned on Green. They will turn on Cody tonight as well after his Hulk talk. Probably. Because they can't differentiate Hulk against Terry. That's the problem. DJ with a $4.99. Rest in peace, Hulk is a black man. I forgive Hogan for what he said. It is in the past. Everyone isn't perfect. I appreciate that, DJ. Thank you. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Cooking with JD. Let him cook show. Oh my goodness. What are we cooking with today? We got carrots. We got mouth watering filet and a nice cold beverage. Yeah, I would probably really New York it up, right? I'd be like Enzo Amore or Andrew Dice Clay. Oh! Mary, quite contrary. Trim that bush, it's so damn hairy. Oh! By the way, you guys watch what's his name in the community? Pro Wrestling Times is his name. Man, he's got an awful JD impersonation, man. I think he's more Dice than he is me. Like, you got it all wrong, bro. You got it all wrong. And by the way, Naomi didn't troll me on social media. Naomi's a fan. I'm cool with Naomi. Naomi's a registered VIP here. There's a reason why she's following me. It's not because I'm fucking some mark. We appreciate Naomi. Sidro, thank you, brother. Thomas with 23 months. There he is. Thank you, JD, for honoring the immortal Hulk Hogan's legacy, especially on the same date 1 year later for your loss. Love you, brother. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you being here, brother. Mega Man with a $10 super chat. Dad died in 19. We bonded over wrestling growing up. Hogan was always my favorite. Old wrestling helped me. Those two are why I went to get trained by Dr. Tom and applied for a WWE tryout. Hulk rules. See? Some people just don't understand, bro. That's why it was imperative. And I'll say it again on Tuesday. It was imperative for me, now that I sat with it, because I felt like I needed to be in the moment to make a video yesterday. So I sat with it all fucking day yesterday and then all day today. I felt like I needed to get out that part of my story, that my upbringing was fucking bad. And men like Hogan and Warrior and Perfect and Brett and all these guys that I admired, they were my escape. And just like your dad, you bonded over pro wrestling. And that's so many people, bro. You know? That's so many people. So many people are in that same boat. These haters and these cretins, these vile human excrement on social media. They don't understand that, bro. Mega Man also with a $5 super chat. Y2J, Edge, Young Bucks, TNA, NWA tweeted, Caesar's Palace and MSG even, but no Khan or anyone major from AEW. Yikes, bro. Hell, even the Navy tweeted. If Tony Khan and AEW don't do anything on Saturday's Collision, man, I'm personally adding Tony Khan and I'm going to blow it up. Because it's fucked up. Jose Gomez with a $5 super. Just saw Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. Great movie, absolutely hilarious. MJF and Becky Lynch make appearances. I'm watching it on Sunday. I already have a cold beverage. I have ice already. I have cubed ice. Spheric ice already made for my old fashioned, bro. We're going to watch Happy Gilmore 2 on Sunday night. Mega Man with the $2 super chat. Christopher Lloyd even had a post, but not AEW. It's crazy, bro. I seen a clip today. Eminem is apparently in Happy Gilmore 2. I didn't know he was in the movie. Bastardo with a $5 super chat. It's up to you to see what you want to see in someone. People saw in you, JD. What I see, they close their mouths and open up their ears. Love you, brother. Thank you, man. I hope you're well, bro. Now, a hologram, I'm talking, I mean, me and Freddie, bro. Me and Freddie. Who do we got here? Matthew with a 5. Don't like Hogan. Don't be here. You would not be watching wrestling if not for Hogan. My local bar paid tribute to Hogan and Ozzy. Your local bar paid tribute, but Tony Khan can't be bothered. It's amazing. Thomas with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Hulk, for bringing wrestling to the next level. Thank you for helping wrestlers get started, such as DDP. Thank you for being charismatic and larger than life with great memories and being my hero. Rest in peace, brother. Hulkamania runs wild forever. Thank you, Thomas. I can see why you... Oh, so now Thomas is still number one? No, Thomas is not number one anymore. What happened? Oh, man. Spencer. Is Spencer number one now? He's not even in here. Best in the world, Matt with a $2 super chat. Over the Mountain by Ozzy. Got me into heavy metal. Aquarius University podcast with a $9.99. Let's not forget Malcolm Jamal Warner, bro. One of my favorite TV sons on The Cosby Show who drowned saving his daughter. Rest in peace, Hulk, Ozzy, and Malcolm, who were all 80s legends. Bro, I feel terrible for that situation. I was never a big Cosby Show guy. I mean, I didn't really engulf myself in The Cosby Show. Never found it to be something that I wanted to watch. You know, I had my shows. Fresh Prince, Family Matters, Saved by the Bell, Boy Meets World, you know, Step by Step. Cosby Show just never did it for me, bro. But he died a hero. I mean, it's like Shad Gaspard. Michael Krause with a 2. I lost my mom and daughter. Sorry for your loss, JD. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Kanan with a new membership. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. Hannah with a $9.99. Speaking about your aunt made me tear up. I lost my dad who got me into wrestling as a kid in December, and I feel like a piece of me is missing. I now watch AEW with my husband, and that brings me joy. Hannah, that makes me happy, man. You know, it's I'm glad you and your husband have something that you could physically enjoy together. I find that to be super important. I'm glad that you have that, no matter what it is, man. Whether it's AEW, whether it's something else, you know, I'm glad that you have that. I can't even begin to tell you how important that is. Cherish that. Cody Snyder with 39 months. I don't ever want to get old, JD. Neither do I, bro. Neither do I. Kanan with a 5. My wife and I feel your loss for Bacardi, JD. We lost our last cat, Aries, October of 23, almost 2 years, and I still cry at any reminders. Brother, I look at a fucking picture and I see that face. I start getting watery eyes, bro. It's just what it is, man. Thank you for sharing that. Miss M2U with a 1999. Hey, JD, I don't say a lot, but I want you to know that you saved my life back in 2022. I had just got back into wrestling and found your channel. I'm a black woman in her mid-40s who adores you. You are not a racist. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I don't know what I did, Miss M2U. I don't know how I had an influence over you in that way, but I appreciate you being here, and all I can say is what I said earlier. You guys do for me as I do for you. I don't know where I would be without you guys. Jorge Santori with a 1999. Hope so too, JD. I know how you feel, man. I lost my dog on February 2nd of this year, and I can't look at a picture of my baby girl because I automatically cry because I can't stand not having her around me. OTS for life. It's tough, bro. You know, I got my boy Freddie. I got Bailey. I love Freddie beyond words. He sleeps next to me every night. He sleeps on my floor next to me. I'm playing Destiny today. I'm doing the raid with my guy Triple M. He's teaching me the new raid on Destiny 2, and my boy is just sleeping next to me. I can't let my emotions get too loud, man. I can't yell, otherwise he runs away. But nothing's gonna ever replace Bacardi. Thank you for sharing that, bro. Ali with a $5 super chat. JD, I'm sometimes scared that I don't want to lose anybody in my family, even the OTS family as well, because you are a genuine guy who loves wrestling. That's all I'll ever be, Ali. $2 super chat from Mega Man. To your point, Rush Hour now has a warning label. The movie? What was so bad about Rush Hour? I thought Rush Hour was great. Adam JD 519 with a $5 super chat. Regardless of how you feel about Terry Bollea, we all as wrestling fans owe Hulk Hogan a thank you for all that he contributed to the business. Yes. Contributed to the business. OTS for life. Thank you, Adam. Thomas with a 10. I patted Hulk Hogan on his back at WrestleMania 2. Security guards came, and my mother said, "Don't hurt my son," to the guards. LOL. Hulkamania was running wild and will forever. Thank you, Hulk, for the great memories. Rest in peace, brother. I take that you were a big Hulkamaniac, Thomas. Love it. William Bellin with a 1 month. Hey, JD and OTS family, back in the hospital. Still having heart issues. Need some prayers tonight. Rest in peace, Hulkster, and your sweet Bacardi. William, get better, brother. Please. I don't like hearing anybody having heart issues, man. Get better. Prayers in the chat for my guy, William. Cesar with a 5. I always look forward to OTS on Mondays and Fridays. Massive thanks to JD for always being our fearless voice of the voiceless. Wish you all the best. Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate you, bro. Hologram. Triple M simplifies things and gives me a role that is easy to understand, man. You know, I've been in raid teams with people that stand there when asked, so-and-so, can you do this mechanic? And they just stand there like a fucking retard. Like, bro, don't waste my time. Seriously. He tells me what mods to put on, what loadout to do, use this, and then boom, it's over in 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes. Half of the people that play Destiny shouldn't even be playing Destiny. And I hope that Bungie, honestly, did you guys hear this? 70% of all of the teams that played contest mode on the new raid cheated. They all, as of tonight, because they're working on it, as of this investigation, they're all finished. Like, they'll never play Destiny again. 70% of the fucking people that played the raid cheated. Now they got to go find another game to play because they're certainly not going to play Destiny 2 again. Fuck that, man. Seriously. Weed out the garbage. Street Fighter with a 5. Hang in there, JD. It always gets better. Thank you, brother. There he is. Triple M with a 5. Okay, JD, I'm throwing my hat in the jokes now. Why do all the TVs on Venus have static? Because there are no cabals. Just the beginning. Okay. Is that you're taking a Destiny 2 joke? Is there a Destiny 2 website where they spit jokes at you? Mr. Premium with the $19.99. I got to meet Hulk Hogan during WrestleMania 40 weekend. Thanked him for everything, and in return, he made me feel more than just a fan, but a friend. I went to meet Hulk Hogan, but ended up meeting Terry Bollea. Rest in peace. I would have loved to meet him and say thank you, you know? Again, man, it just puts a lot of perspective on everything, man. We welcome these performers into our homes every week. Yeah, there are a couple of people in the space that if I ever come across, I just simply want to say thank you, you know? Whiskey and Wrestling with a $10 super jet. Hogan's NWO heel turn is the best in history. Absolutely. The greatest heel turn of all time. Greatest moment of all time, honestly. Jorge Santori with a $4.99. Last super chat was about your tweet on Bacardi. Much love, brother. Always will respect you. Great human being you are. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, Jorge. Kev the Gamer with a $10 super chat. I think Jesse Ventura once said it best. I do believe Hulkamania will live forever. I wholeheartedly agree. Did Jesse say anything? Did Jesse Ventura say anything? I know him and Hulk didn't have a good relationship. Adam JD 519 with a 10. JD, thank you for all that you do for us. We are happy to be here for you as well. Favorite Hulk Hogan memories, WrestleMania 8 first show. I attended in Bash of the Beach 96. I was in the building for the birth of the NWO. Oh my goodness. That must have been fucking surreal, bro, to even look back on that now. Stephen Brewer with a $4.99. Favorite moments of Hogan are Rock vs. Hogan, Hogan vs. Andre, and Hogan superplexing Big Boss Man off the top of the steel cage on Saturday night's main event. It's crazy. A1 Martinez with a 5. Wish we could have got Mr. America versus El Grande Americano. LOL. Rest in peace, Hulkster. Craig with a 5. Hogan, plenty of great memories for me as a kid, but his NWO heel turn made me start pulling for the heels. Hulkamania will always run wild. God bless. I agree on that one, bro. The Hollywood character and the heel turn really made me appreciate heels more than the baby faces. Sudoku with a $9.99. JD, you're awesome. Been watching for a while and look forward to the show. My dad had the illegal box and watched Hogan slam Andre the Giant live. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if my mom and dad ever got the black box. We operated with that big fucking satellite dish on the house when we were younger. Huffman Elite with a 5. I trained with Sika and Matt Anawai in Milton, Florida in 2015 in the indie promotion. Sika always told his brother, this is the ring I trained Hogan in. It's a great story, bro. Hollywood Guy, 1241 with a $5 super chat. Imagine Ric Flair passed. I wonder if there would be hate for him, too, because of his past. In some ways, Ric Flair was worse than Hogan. There'll be hate for Hogan. There'll be hate for Flair just like Hogan when he passes. Lavelle with a 5. One of my favorite Hulk Hogan memories was him versus Rock. Also, if he was Democrat, do you think all these people would hate him or love him? They'd probably love him. Triple M with a 5. Me and an old friend did King's Fall. I told her to stop hitting on Oryx. He's taken. Why do female hunters always argue? Because they want the last word. I like these jokes. Some people might not get these jokes, but I get these jokes, so they're funny to me. You know. I'm gonna hop on the game. I gotta break out my Devil's Ruin, bro. I gotta level up my Devil's Ruin. Has to Cross said so. Bradley with a 5. BDE was classless for uploading a 2K clip of him beating up Hulk Hogan, and the 80s roster is absolutely stacked in the afterlife. BDE's a fucking lame, bro. His audience is like fucking 10 years old and under, bro. He made a name off of catering to the lowest common denominator, bro. There's no adults that watch BDE. Zero. It's mindless content, bro. It's talentless content. He tried the podcast thing and failed. He couldn't do it. He didn't have the fucking intestinal fortitude for it. There's not many that are built to entertain on this platform. He reads Reddit. He does. What else does he do for content? He reads other people's thoughts and opinions on his show, on his channel, and then plays a fucking video game that they have only re-released fucking 17 times over year after year, and people still buy it. Hollywood Bug Hunter with 36 months. Nash is the last OG NWO member alive, as Hogan is up with the Angels, giving heaven-approved American drink to Randy Scott, Warrior, and Andre. Rest in peace. Bro, they're not drinking real American beer up in heaven, bro. I don't think the Lord allows that. Joey Taylor with a $5 super chat. JD, Tony banned Hogan and ex-wife Linda from AEW, so don't expect any tribute from Tony anytime soon. Banned him for what? What does a man dying, what does the most influential pro wrestler of all time dying have to do with him being banned from AEW? Big E to win with a $9.99. Cody is the consummate pro. We have complicated feelings about Terry Bollea, the man, but we can't deny the impact of Hulk Hogan. And we can only process our own feelings. We can't process anyone else's. That's why Cody's a goat, bro. Cody's a goat. Love Cody. Kim Gray with a $1.99. You cooked with all gas tonight, JD. All gas, no brakes, Kim. Hollywood Bug Hunter with a 5. I see people are mad at Cody for his Hogan comments and are saying stuff like, Cody, you have a black wife. JD, no question, the internet killed wrestling. Cody said nothing wrong. If you are aiming your hatred at Cody Rhodes, man, go seek help, please. Go seek help. Kim Gray with a $9.99. Celeb deaths don't usually bother me. Dale Earnhardt was the first. Hulk Hogan is the second. As a Christian, I believe in forgiveness. Hulk was my brother in Christ. Yeah, but that won't make the news because that's not important to anybody. He was reborn in faith, and nobody cared. They'll turn it around. Oh, it's all an act. Oh, he's doing it for engagement and clicks. Big Steve with a new membership. Thank you, brother. Mr. Premium with a $4.99. I miss hearing Bacardi meow during your streams. May she rest in peace. Brother, you have no idea how I wish I could hear her meow again. Who was benched tonight? Another benching? Oh, L2N Gaming. Goodbye, bro. You won't ever chat here again, bro. You will never chat here again. Coiled Phoenix with a 44 months. Thank you, Coiled Phoenix. There are no words to express my sadness today. I was a big Hulkamaniac growing up, and there will be no one like him ever. Hashtag Hulkamania for life. Cornell Bryant with a 1999. JD, wish they would clear Hendrix Voodoo Child for us tonight when Hollywood would come out to that song using the spray paint NWO title, Pure Aura. Probably one of the more perfect theme songs that we'll ever hear, bro. Chili Cheese J with a $5 super chat. This stream was cathartic. Thank you. Rest in peace, Hulkster. Rest in peace, Bacardi. I'll hug my 15-year-old orange boy, Max, a little tighter tonight. Love you and the OTS fam. Thank you, brother. Curtis Joseph with the 2. Not a Bolea fan, but damn it, I love you, Hulk. See, we are smart enough to realize difference. Bolea, Hulk. We don't have to like Terry, but we fucking appreciate Hulk. Mega Man with a 5. I mean, you have Trump, the White House, and JD Vance tweeting about Hogan. Never in my life do I remember another wrestler or celeb getting this type of love. Goes to show you how important of a figure he was, bro. Kanan with a 5. We'll never forget this stream where Bacardi jumped on the desk and you had a conversation with her about Raw sucking. I don't know what show that was, bro. If you can pinpoint that show for me, I'd love to go back and find that. And Near Full Chris with 36 months. Hanging there, Jay. The OTS family is here for you. Favorite Hulk Hogan moment was Rock Hogan Toronto. Rest in peace, Hogan and Bacardi. Thank you, Chris. Thank you guys for all. This was a great stream tonight, man. I'm glad we did this tonight. Thank you very much. We just hit 1,000 likes. I am going to relax and jump on Destiny, man. I need a nice clearing of the head moment. So thank you guys very much for all your support. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications, please. Go check all the videos out on the channel. If there's any news this weekend, I will bring you some content. Continue to hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your best Hulk Hogan moment. And this one is for the Hulkster, man. May he rest in peace. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys later.